Hello, I hope you're ready for a mentally and physically challenging workout on the tower that's going to work your entire body out, but specifically we're going to focus on some asymmetries in our body and strengthening those parts up.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
I'm Lesley Logan, the founder of OnlinePilatesClasses.com. I've been teaching Pilates for almost 15 years. My teacher studied with Joseph Pilates, so I really love bringing workouts like this to you. While I am on a Cadillac, this is going to be a dedicated tower workout, so we won't be using any of the things that a tower doesn't have access to. You will want to make sure you have leg springs handy, arm springs handy, roll back bar, handle straps, all those good things. And also, if any of the exercises I choose are outside of your ability or where your level is right now, when in doubt, please leave it out. Repeat something we already did. Feel free to modify. And if you don't know a modification for something, put it in the comments below. I will answer those questions on our lives every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I also believe it's brave and courageous to replace something you can't do yet with something that you can do. So it's really okay if what I'm choosing for you in this moment is not what you need right now. You can always come back and take this later. Let's get started. So I love to start with the roll back bar, just getting ourselves to notice where our body is at today. So I start with my knees slightly bent and I get my heels into those poles. I grab onto my roll back bar as wide as possible, put the thumb on the other side, feel your shoulders on your back. So pull those arms wide and then roll back and roll up. The knees will bend when they need to. We don't want the hips to slide back and forth. So pulling the waist back as we stay as tall as possible, and then rounding up and over those hips. If you're hypermobile, reaching through the arches of your feet can help you to maintain the connection of your feet to those poles. And if you notice that one leg is doing a better job staying connected to the pole than the other, keep that in mind. We'll be working on that in a second. Now take the right arm into the center of the bar, left arm around your waist, roll back, take this arm overhead, slide the other leg over. Get as long as you can. If you're at a nice side bend, you're gonna get longer and longer and longer, and then take the foot over, take the arm around, center your spine off and roll up. So I think sometimes with side bends, we think, oh, look how much I can side bend. But I want you to remain long on the side you're bending towards. So I'm gonna pull that shoulder onto the mat. I'm gonna reach through my legs and get length through both sides. Then bring the foot over, arm around your waist, center your spine off. Okay, you can keep going with that. I'm gonna grab my arm springs. I'm gonna show you a really fun way to play with those asymmetries. So you can take your roll back bar off, or you might even just switch the roll back bar for handles. And then we'll place our arm springs where our roll back bar was, okay? Then you'll do the exact same thing we just did. So you'll roll back and you'll roll up. And without the bar, you'll be able to see which arm, which side of the body is working more than the other. You'll see any twists that are happening, maybe because of functional scoliosis or structural scoliosis. Let's do two more. I notice I have to really work on connecting one shoulder more than the other. Now roll halfway back, find that sticky spot, and then do little crunches with your chest. So you're gonna do a little pulse up and over your center while trying to pull your abs into that tight spot in your back. And then we come all the way up. Then we roll back again, find that sticky spot. Maybe it's a little bit different after those pulses, and then you're gonna pull those elbows wide and reach the arms back towards straight. So you're doing a nice row here. We're not trying to pull the chest through. So you're still in the longest round shape, and we're pulling the arms from the back, and you can feel which arm maybe likes this more than the other. And then roll up. Okay, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a little hard. So if you want to use two handles, you can. But taking my right hand to my left handle, taking my left arm around the waist and rolling back, and then doing that same side bend. I don't have two springs of tension to work against, so it's going to change how I find my length. And then take the arm around, leg back. Now I have to roll up. I only have one spring to help me, so I got to do a little bit more. But you're going to see real quickly which side is stronger than the other. and which side just needs to be invited to the party more. After you've done one time each side, roll on up. We'll take these springs and we'll move them down. So if you want to use the rollback bar instead of your arm springs handles, that's fine. But we're going to take this to the leg spring setting. And you'll lie down onto your back, legs tight together. Lift just the head and chest up for now and pump your arms for your 100 here. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. And so sometimes I do this with a bar, but when I'm working my asymmetries out, then I like to use individual springs because I can engage each side differently. And then my side that needs a little bit more encouragement isn't riding along with the stronger side. 4 more cycles of breathing here. If you want to lift the legs up, you can. Hopefully you feel that it's kind of nice to have the springs help you curl up, but if they're curling you up too much, we got to work in opposition to that. Last cycle of breathing. And roll it up. Woo! Okay, so go ahead and put your arm springs back on your arm spring setting or off to the side. We'll use them in a moment. And then put your leg springs on your leg spring setting. We're going to do one of my favorite things for working on asymmetries, and that's going to be with the single spring on a leg. So you'll take, if you have healthy knee and hips, you'll take the right spring to the left foot. If you have anything going on with your knee or your hips, then you'll just do right spring, right leg. Hands go on the vertical poles, and then we'll take reach our arms from our back. So you know which side needs to reach more already from what we did for our warm-up. The right knee is bent, put the foot on the mat, and then the left leg goes out and in. Of course, if you're doing same spring, same side, then you will switch that. So you do you. But we're going to go out and in with this leg, pushing our thigh bone away so the back of our leg turns on and opens the spring, and then it stays reaching into the strap as you bend in. Then you'll go out, you'll go up and down 5 times, working the arch of the foot into the strap and feeling the spring move up and down from the thigh, not from your knee. Then stay down, drag the foot in, pick this shape up, put the foot down, slide it out, and lift. And again, down, slide it in, pick it up, put it down, slide it out, and lift. One more like this. And then take the leg up, slide your bent knee of the other leg out onto the mat, flex the foot, and then circle this leg. 5 circles across the body, around and up, reaching into the spring the whole time so that you're really feeling your waist get longer. And I know some people are like, Lesley, the leg doesn't make the waist longer. It does. Our whole body works together. It's called fascia. And also muscles work in conjunction with other ones. So as I reach this leg into the spring, if I do it not from joints but from the muscles, I can get my hip to get out of my rib cage and create length in my spine. Let's switch sides. So you may notice that you have one side that's a little smarter than the other. It's natural and normal. We all kind of have that. What you can do, let's go out and in 5 times, is if you have one side that's just really dramatically weaker and you can just feel it, feel free to hit pause and do that side extra. So if that side was your left side, you would do it first, then you do the right side, then go back to the left. Let's keep the leg out there, go up and down. All right, so you don't want to do like 10 on the weak leg and then 5 on the strong. You want to go 5, 5, 5. That way the weaker leg or the leg that needs more curiosity can have a break. Slide the leg down, drag it in, pick it up, put the foot down, slide it out, and lift. And again, down, little bicycle here, up, down, and lift. 2 more. It's tempting to let the spring close you. You want to make sure you're standing in that spring the whole time, so it's not about the heel touching your seat. Lift the leg up, slide the other leg out. Let's do 5 circles. Standing in the spring from the backside of your thigh bone. It's really easy just to think about the foot, But if you think that the foot is connected to your seat, then it's going to help you get more length, and you'll work from your entire body and not just the joints. If you're feeling this in your joints, it's because you're hanging out in them, and let's talk about it. After 5 circles each way, let that go. Again, you can repeat on the side that needs more help. Let's sit up and then grab our arm springs. So if you want to do this with light weights instead of the springs, you can, but it's really fun to play with your rowing on the Cadillac with your arm springs. You can always use rollback bar springs if these are too heavy. We'll have our legs squeezing together and we'll round back, shoulders on the back. Open the arms up wide to the side, as wide as you can. Then you push them back and you dive your head towards your knees. Now round your back. Try to touch the thumbs behind you. Lift the arms up and circle them around, and come back up. Something I love about rowing here is you can really feel which arm is has more flexibility or mobility than the other. Go ahead and round back. Because on the reformer, sometimes, because the way the reformer works, the arms kind of work evenly, but one side is always doing more than the other. And you can hear the springs close at different times. Last one like this. And again, if you had to do it without the springs, there's nothing wrong with that. Elbows up, especially if you're new to rowing, right? Like, it's okay to be new at something. Lift those elbows up nice and high. Squeeze those legs tight together. And then lean back. Ooh, could you feel which side of your body was stronger there? When I lean back here, because the springs are separate, I can feel my left side needs a little bit more connection. Reach those arms forward, put them towards the mat. Round down over your legs, reach the hands behind you, then circle them up around. So that last half is the same. Then the first half is what's different. So it's a flat back, and then we lift, we reach, take the hands back and circle. And again, lean back, lift up, reach, and press and circle. Awesome. Okay, spin around. We'll do rowing 3 and 4. Again, helping you be able to work your arms independently and maybe reach more into the one that needs a little bit more encouragement. So squeeze those legs tight together. Reach the arms forward from your back like a push-up. Lower the arms down, lift them up. Open them out to the side. And again, reach, lower, lift, and open. One more time. Reach, lower, lift, and open. Flex the ankles. Reach the hands along the mat. Can you feel which shoulders in your ear? Can you put them on your back? Then lift your arms up to sit all the way up. And open the arms out to the side. And again, reach. What do you have to do to make that reach feel like it's coming from exactly the same strength? One more time. You have to squeeze your left leg in more, or maybe let your left shoulder come down more. Woo! Awesome. All right, let go of that. So let's grab those arm springs. We're going to hook them back up where they were for the roll back bar. We're going to do some chest expansion and thigh stretch. So if you want to do this roll back bar, you can. It's definitely really good at carrying the side. It's a little more encouragement along. But if you are ready for a little bit of a challenge and you want to get rid of some of those asymmetries, this is really fun. So when you have your hands into the handles for chest expansion, it's the same exercise as with the roll back bar, but we can actually take our arms past our hips. So squeeze those knees towards each other, press the feet down and reach the hands past your hips. Hold them there as you look both ways, and then reach the arms forward. And again, pull them back. Look, and reach. And again, press it back. One more, reach. Woo! Okay, so I just want you to take a moment. We're going to do that 3 more times. As the springs open, see if you can feel yourself get taller and then work your arms from your back. Ready? 3 more. So I'm going to push into the springs. I get longer in my spine. My arms go back. And I'm trying to get my right arm as back as far as my left arm is. Woo! 1 more. Working those asymmetries. Here we go. Woo! That was fun. Now walk your knees back a little bit. So this thigh stretch is going to challenge you big time if you've got any asymmetries in the strength of your legs or your arms. So squeeze your knees towards each other. Without arching, lean back and lift up. And again, just a flat back, tall spine, tailbone to the crown of the head, and lift. You can even have those arms come a little bit wider if you need to get your collarbones wider and find more width in your back. Hopefully you're hearing your springs close at the same time. That lets us know if we're working with our asymmetries or letting them rule us. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and lie on our sides for some side leg springs. So again, if you're finding with these leg springs that there's a side that needs extra, by all means, you can do your side that needs extra first, then do your strong side with me, and then you can hit pause and do that other side again. All right, or rewind. Here we go. We're gonna have a bottom foot flex, top foot pointed. Take the leg forward, kick it 1, 2, and then bring it back for 2. And then forward 1, 2, and then bring it back 1, 2. So it's a little kick, a little bit back, and a kick again, and then back, a little forward, back. That's where the kick, back. 2 more times. All right, hold the top leg over the bottom leg, turn it out. Point to go up, flex down. It's tempting for that hip to come into the rib cage, so you're gonna work the leg only as high up as your hip can remain stacked. And then take the leg back and draw little circles back there. Just little ones, just 5 in each direction. And then you're gonna hold the top leg over the bottom leg at the level of your hip. Lift the bottom leg to the top leg. It's tempting to bend the knee and try to do it from the bottom half of the leg. Try to do it from the femur for 3 and 2 and 1. All right, let's take that one off, flip over, and we'll do the other side. So lie on your side, take the spring that's in line with you onto the top foot, and then make sure your bottom is at the back edge of the mat and your elbow and shoulder in line with each other. And then we go to the front, and back. If you want to put your hand on your hip here, because you want to just see if your hip is remaining still, you can. Because what tends to happen is our hip will hike up and it will go forward and back. And then top leg over the bottom leg, you go up with a pointed foot and then you flex it down. And you point it up and you flex it down. And you just double check that your leg is turned out the whole time. Take the leg back and do little circles. Sometimes we tend to turn in on the way down because that's easier. And then after 5 circles in one direction, we do 5 circles in the other direction. And then go ahead and hold the top leg over the bottom leg, lift the bottom leg up. 5 more. Just notice which leg felt stronger. It's okay if you are like, oh my God, I have all these asymmetries. You're a human being. We have asymmetries. All right, that's how it goes. Okay, now we'll need our push through bar. And what we're going to do is work symmetrically and then asymmetrically, so you can take what you've learned with you. So hook up your spring from the top and then have a seat. Place your feet on the poles, hands on the bar, and then wrap your thumbs around. Now lift up really tall and then round back. The knuckles go over the bar, you round forward. Now my shoulders tend to rise up in my ears when I do this, so I have to use that first one to feed my shoulders on my back and then roll it back up. Do a few more. Round back, round up and over the bar, roll up, lift it up. 2 more. Okay, so you got the feeling. We're gonna take one of your arms off. So good luck, no twisting. Here we go. I'm gonna take my right arm first. I'm gonna round back. Ooh, woo. And then round back and up, reach. And again, round back, up and over, round back, and lift it up. 1 more time. Oh. Ooh, it gets harder. And then switch. I find myself using my inner thighs more. Here we go. And reach. Ooh. Yep. Are you feeling which shoulder has an easier time connecting? Are you feeling which side of your body is just a little bit smarter and which side needs a little bit more encouragement? Now put both arms back on. 3 more. And see if you can let the side that needs more encouragement lead the way. What if it was in charge for just 3 reps? Last one. Awesome. Okay, now we're gonna do a little shoulder roll down. So be careful here. You wanna pull the bar down. Put the balls of your feet on the bar. Double check that your bar doesn't go past your vertical poles. And then lie on your back here. Okay, so now you can bend your knees and reach the legs to straight 3 times. This might be enough for you. You might be like, okay, that's all I got, right? This feels a little scary. It doesn't feel like I have control. Please stick with that or go back to those leg springs. Otherwise, you're gonna bend your knees, take the bar up, then roll the hips up, look at the ceiling, and then you can roll back down. Maybe that's where you stop, okay? Or you roll back up, you stay up here, you stand so much in the right leg, the left leg lifts. Then you stand so much on the left leg, the right leg lifts. One more time, stand so much on the right, the left lifts. Hold, we're uneven on purpose. Roll down, reach the bar away. Bend the knees, roll it up. Now stand so much on the left leg, the right leg lifts. And then stand so much on the right, the left lifts. Then stand so much on the left, the right leg lifts. Done, now you're even. Okay, we're gonna do another set and you're going to start with the leg that you feel needs the most challenge. So for me, I really have to think about standing on my right leg the most. So I'm gonna do that setting. I'm gonna stand the most on the right leg. This is us giving our asymmetries an extra chance. And then roll down. 2 options. You can do a full roll up to grab the bar, or you can bend the knees, close the spring, and take your foot off. You decide. Please, if you're doing the roll up, be really mindful not to let go of the bar with your feet. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. A little more asymmetry work. You're going to kneel on your tower and you'll have your hand on the push through bar slightly in front of your shoulder, heels together, knees are apart, okay? If your bar is like way high from your shoulder, add a second clip so that this bar gets a little lower. Both arms out to the side, both arms press down a little bit and lift back up. So 3 of these. Then you can stick with that, or you take this arm up overhead. Your side bends, and because your arm is connected to your back, the bar moves. So some people try to move the bar first. Instead, you move your spine and up and again. And then we'll go to the other side. So both arms press down. And then 3 side bends. Woo. And if you're struggling to keep your arm connected to your back, then I would recommend doing some regular arm springs to find that connection and then come back and play with this. Okay, go ahead and put this away. Once it's away, go ahead and grab your rollback bar. So we are going to go back to this. So we've worked on playing with strengthening our asymmetries of our arms and even just revealing them to ourselves and with our legs. And maybe even a little bit with your center when we rolled up and we only had 1 spring. Now with the rollback bar, we are going to do our side sit-ups, which is going to help us reveal which side of our body is a little bit less strong, right? So with these side sit-ups, what you'll do is you'll place your feet into the poles, be on 1 hip. I like to put my top foot, the level of my hip, and I start with my knees bent, balls of the feet on the pole, and then I slide out, okay? Now, easier is to keep the hand on the mat as you slide up and down. Harder is to turn the palm up and lift it with you. The shoulder is on our back, and we're gonna go up and down. Standing in our feet. We're not coming up that high, only as high as both legs stay straight. And then go ahead, flip over other side. So hopefully these feel pretty relatively even, but if you do feel like you have one side that's like, oh, it's twisting, your shoulder is shrinking, it's just information for you to give that side some extra attention. hopefully you're having some aha moments there. I love those because they really help us figure out like, oh, I'm progressing here. Oh, I'm not here. Okay, so now we're going to do a little rolling in and out prep. This is a symmetrical exercise, but we are to bring all of our asymmetries into it, and it's going to challenge us to connect evenly through our body. So hold the bar with your thumb wrapped around it. We'll do the prep first, and you can stay there if you need. You're going to round forward, and then you'll just drop the tailbone between your knees, round up partway, roll down, round up partway, roll down. So like little reverse crunches. Then hold it down, pull the bar to your knees, reach it forward. Pull it to your knees, reach it forward, pull it to your knees, reach it forward. Okay, you can stick with that, especially if you felt like one side was just stronger than the other. That's a really good thing. We're doing 3 in each direction of the full rolling in and out. So we're gonna roll down, pull it to our knees, reach back, lift up, and again, round, pull it to our knees, lean back. You can arch the upper back, come up in that. One more round, pull it to the knees, lean it back, stretch it out, and then reverse. You go back, pull the bar with that row we did earlier, bend your spine over the bar, roll through, and again, reach and around. Hug those knees towards each other. One more time, reach. It's good to add in some of those dynamic exercises from time to time. Otherwise, we get a little obsessed, a little perfecty with our practice. That never works out. It just doesn't. Okay, go ahead and let that go off to the side. And now I want us to take our feet into the pulse with your knees bent. This is just one way to get into a spread eagle. You can do this if you're on a tower. You can do this on the outside if you're on a tower reformer if you want to, or you can do it down here. So all you do is you sit with the balls of your feet on the poles, heels down, you grab up as high as you can with straight arms, and then you use your legs to pull yourself up. And then we lift our chest. So we're not leaning back, sending our hips forward, we're lifting our chest, and then you round your spine and you pull back. So stand through both legs evenly. Feel both arms evenly connected to the back, and you're using your center to find the longest round shape, and then the longest extension, and then the longest round shape. But it requires us to work evenly through our limbs. So maybe you have to work your right arm a little bit more, your left leg, and that's okay. Woo. Awesome. Take those feet down, pat yourself on the back for doing a tower workout with me, focusing on maybe the things that we don't want to focus on, which is like that we have one side that's stronger and one side that needs more encouragement. At onlinepilatesclasses.com, where we offer a 50-minute tower workout every single month, it goes along with a theme with other exercises on other pieces of equipment. And the whole goal is 1, you get to compare yourself to yourself. 2, you actually get to see how exercises on the tower connect to exercises on the mat and elsewhere in the practice, because it's so important that we diversify how we move our body. And even if you only have access to a tower and a mat, that is enough, right? Because you can really see, how is my tower actually affecting my mat practice? Because our mat practice is kind of like how we do life. It's how we go around. We don't get to walk around with leg springs or arm springs. We don't get to walk around like perfecting a step before we take it. We just do it. And so what we believe at onlinepilatesclasses.com is that Pilates helps us do life better. And so when you become aware of your asymmetries like we did today, then we can actually work on those. And so I do hope you come back, compare yourself to yourself the last time you did this, and then also give that side that needs a little more encouragement that extra session, that extra time. It's really important. It will bring it to the party. It makes it smarter and becomes this thing. You're not, oh, my left side again. It's your whole body. And we've been given this one body. So the important thing is that we strengthen it, that we work it, that we celebrate what it did do. So make sure you drop in the comments below an aha moment you had in this class. And if you want to try out having access to a 50-minute tower workout with us, getting feedback on your form, having a community of people who can support you with those aha moments or help answer questions or get your questions answered daily, then go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. You can check out our trial offer there. As an OPC member, you actually can come to a live class every month, ask questions like and see your body move, or you can submit videos of you doing an exercise. If you're like, am I doing this right? I can give you feedback on that to help you find more strength, more connection, and of course, help you do life better. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the notifications so you never miss anything from us. And join us Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific time where we answer your questions. Have an amazing day.